uh, the next step is to define functional area. So define functional area. So why will be using the functional area for? So the functional area is used to classify the actions of an organization based on the functions. So it's used to classify the expenses of an based on the functions. So expenses or incomes. And so functional areas are used to, the next step is these are used to create cost of sales. So the first step is the functional, why the functional area, we define the functional area, it's used to classify the expenses or incomes for an organization based on the functions. The second thing is it's only used to uh, so once for using this functional area you need to activate the cost of sales account. In this class we will also be activating the cost of sales account first. So it is saying that classifying the expense or income of an organization based on the functions. So the next question is, what are the functions that a business will do? The functions can be, for example, production, and this is like a department. So how many departments you have and what and all the functions a particular department will do. And after that, sales and distribution and marketing. And after that, research and development, and definitely you'll have a finance department, and after that you will have information technology. So why we have infotech department? To support their software. So when you have an internal software like they are using SAP or something like that, they will have an internal team first for the production for the company, and after that they will have a support team also. And after that so their clients, so because the end users are using the systems, so they want like the MS Office to be installed in their system, or else if their system is not working, so they need an information technology department. So we'll be analyzing these costs. So sales and distribution, so for sales and distribution, what and all the costs we have incurred and what is the cost of sales. So for that everything we'll be discussing. So let's also define the naming convention of these functional areas. So this can be XPRD, this can be XADM, and this can be X sales and D SAD, XSAD, and X MAR. So this can be functional areas is a 16 digits alphanumeric key. So we can give the 16 digits. So maybe we can create in this way, or else we can give the short description. The most preferable way is to give in a short description. X research and development, X FIN, have given CFIN. So X FIN, and after that infotech, X INF. Okay, so we'll be creating our function areas in this way. Now let's create the function areas. So how to create? Either you can use the path, or else you can use the transaction code fm underscore function. So you can go in both ways. So if you go to the path, you can only define the names. So when you go for this transaction code, you can also give the validity for the functional area. So you can say, you can create a functional area. Suppose this company has a temporary department where they will come. So suppose say for upgradation project of SAP. So for upgradation project of SAP, they will create a new functional area called SUP upgrade upgradation, and they will they will assign all the upgradation expense to that particular functional area. And so what is the duration of your upgradation project? It can be like a month, or 6 months. Okay, so the 6 months you will give the duration. So after that, that functional area will get outdated. So no end user can be posting to that functional area. So let me define this with this T code. Now let's create the functional area. So enterprise structure definitions in financial accounting, you have defined functional area. Execute it. So here, if you double click also, so there is nothing, you can give the input. You can just create your functional area. For example, new entries. I'll just copy it from here to here and I'll just paste it here. Enter. Save it. So after your definition, so for this, I'll be using this T code /n fm underscore function. So here what I can do is either I can create it, or else I can edit it, or else I can go for a display mode. For example, let's see this functional area which I have already created. Enter. So for this functional area, you can only see the production, the area name, but you can set the validity and the expiry date and the authorization group. So you can create the group of users, and also you can assign it so that that group of users only can post to this functional area. Okay, now let me change it for you. So if I change it, I have a valid from date. I'll take today's date, and the valid to date can be 31 slash 12 slash 9999. So invalidate 12 9. Okay, for example, I'll give 2026. Okay, maybe I can give you here like 12 31 2025 2026. Okay, so this is like month, date, and year. So these also you can change in your user settings /o su03, or else /o su3. So here you can see, you can show like how the parameters is. So here if you see for your user, this is in English and the decimal numbers would be displayed like this, and my date format is month, date, and year. This I can change to date month and year, and after that I can change it to 12 hours or 24 hours. So I prefer 12 hours. Now I'll be saying my profile. After this, let me again revisit this. So let again give this, and let me go for an edit mode for production, and this is the today's date. After that, valid from, so I'll be giving this today's date. Today's date I given have dots, right? So I think I need to restart the system. So let me restart /nex. So let me relog in it to refresh. If you go to an edit mode, so valid from date, it would be today's date. So if you see here now, the new the new changes has been applied now once you relog into their system. So now the valid due date can be 31/12. I'll give all nines, so that till the so this is a masking where you'll give in the SAP like a particular variant or something which is valid to the extent, so that you'll be giving this functionality, and I'll be saving this. So now here your valid from and valid to date also will get updated, and also you can create a new functional area. I'll be creating a new one. I'll be giving the new functional area name, and I'll be creating on the create. Now I am ready to input the text. So I'll be giving the infotech department. After that, I'll be giving today's date, and so this infotech department. Okay. Uh, so for this also I'll be giving this, and I'll be saying this. So this is created by, so this will get updated. Now after that, I'll be creating another department called XUPD. So for SAP upgrade, I'll be creating this department, and so valid from date is this date, and valid to can be a limited date. So suppose from, let's take 05/2026. So till this only they can post to this functional area. After that, my upgrade will get completed, and I can later pass it on. After that, so maybe like if your upgrade is going to extend, you can also change this valid to date. Now, so after you have created your functional area, now you need to activate the cost of sales account. So what happens when you activate the cost of sales accounting? First one is you can you can once you can give the inputs. Okay, once the functional area is activated, you can input the functional area in the master data. So the next question is which master data? So in which master data you can be using this functional area in S4 HANA. So you can use in GL accounting. Once you activate the functional area, so in the GL accounts, a new field will display, and after that you can give for in the cost centers also. You can give your functional area, and also in the internal orders also the functional area is applicable. Now let me show you how in the GL account. Let me show you GL account for non. So when cost of sales account is inactive, and when we have two scenarios where cost of sales is active, how the system behaves, and where cost of sales is inactive, how the system shows in the master data. First, let's take GL accounting. So this is the path where you can active your cost of sales account. Financial accounting, global settings, and here you can see functional area for cost of sales accounting. So here also you have the defined functional area. So here in the same way you can define your functional area. So our entries also will be there, XPRD if you see. So what you have created, XPRD functional area. So here if you see, you have your functional areas. So XADM, XFIN, and XNP. So XPRD is also there, and XRD, etc. So these and all are there which you have created. Now after that you need to activate the cost of sales account. So here if you see, for 001 it is inactive, and for 1710 it's active. Let's browse to the master data of 0001 and also 1710. First, let's go to the GL accounts of 0001. So to go to the GL accounts, you can go for FS00. So in FS00, let me browse to the company. The company code is 0001. So here if you see the master data, here you have detailed consolidation for P&L. You have only P&L statement accounts. So general GL accounts. So if you see here, you have this functionality. So your screen will be displayed like this. When cost of sales is not activated. Now inactivate cost of sales account. So where the cost of sales is activated, suppose take, sorry, it's 1710, not 1710. When you go to 1710 and see the P&L account, so only for the, let me also take a screenshot of this. So you will only create the cost of sales account only for the P&L accounts. So these are the profit and loss accounts. So if you are creating under these account groups, then only the system will allow you to enable this functional area. Only allowed for P&L accounts. That also will make it as a note. I'll explain you so how that functionality works. Now if the cost of sales is active, so you will see you will see the functional area in the GL account. And I'll also show you. So when if I go for a new entry, so suppose say for example, let me go for one fixed assets. So here I'll try to create this GL account. Okay, so create this GL account. So I'll be giving one. So if I'm trying to create it, so once I select the balance sheet account, my functional area got disabled. So I am not ready to give any input. So the system will not accept any input for the balance sheet account. So when I go for a non-operating expense or income or primary cost or revenue, I can update my functional area. Now, so that is what I am saying here. Only for the PNL accounts, this functional area field is ready to input. So you will have an interview question. So once your cost of sales account is activated, now I need to give the input of functional area for the balance sheet accounts. Can I give that? So in the real time, if you have a real time experience, then you can say the functional area field is only used for the P&L accounts. Only the GL accounts that are created under the non-operating expense or income or the primary cost of revenue are ready to give the input of the functional area. So this is one thing. And let's again discuss on this cost center. So in the cost center, what if the cost of sales is inactive and cost of sales is active? Active. Now let's again go to SAP screen and let's see in SC16N you have the table called CSKS where you can see the cost centers. So let me take the company code 0001 and I'll execute it and I'll see list of cost centers are created for this. Okay. So we have this many cost centers created for this company code in this controlling area. Let me show you. In KS01, we will be creating the cost centers. In KS03, we will be displaying the cost centers. So the controlling area is 001. So we will be creating the cost centers under the controlling area, not under the company code. Now, if you see the cost center, when I go to the change mode, so your functional area is disabled. It is not ready for input because the cost of sales account is deactivated here. So if I want to create a new cost center, KS01, and I'll create it as, let's see. So here, if you want to create the new also, it will won't allow you to create. So to give the input. Now, let us go for the other company code 1710. Okay, let me take a screenshot of this. So when cost of sales account is not activated, your functional area will get grayed out here. So in the GL accounts, the functional area field itself will won't appear, but in the cost centers, it will get appeared, but it will get grayed out. Now let's see for let's see the list of cost centers created in this controlling area. Now if you want to change the controlling area, you can go for the set controlling area your controlling area here is 8000. The 8000, let me go for a display. So this is one of the cost center that is already created for this. So now if you see here, if I go for a change mode, here I can give the input of the functional area, because cost of sales is activated for this company code. Now the functional area field is activated. So if we activate the functional area, this is the approach which we'll have in the cost center, and this is the approach you will have in the non-activated cost of sales account, when you non-activate the cost of sales account. And in the same way you will be having for the internal orders also. Now after this, let's activate the cost of sales account for your company code. So we'll be activating our cost of sales account. So to activate the cost of sales account, you'll be going for SIMG and financial accounting. After that, financial accounting global settings, and here you have function area for cost of sales account. You drop down, and so you can follow the process. So I am locking it in somewhere. Yeah, here it is already opened. So first I'll be going for so both are same. So activate cost of sales for preparation and also activate cost of sales account. So the same thing is like you will go to that and you will set this in preparation. So nothing is once you, so you will be for your company code, you will be setting it as in preparation, and after that you will be creating the functional areas and everything when x y z I. So in x y z I and x y z u both are inactive. So already I have created the functional areas, right? So without interpreting, I will be going for an active. So I will be activating the cost of sales accounting for this functional area. So you'll get an error like substitution for FI event is not activated. It's okay, fine. So the substitution rules, it will ask you for a substitution rules. So you can create a substitution rules based on the GL accounts or else based on the company code. So I'll be explaining what is a validation and substitution. So substitution is nothing but if you are entering any so suppose if you are creating a GL account, so you want the text field to be auto populated based on some other fields, so that you can do that in the substitution rules. And you have also validation rules where you want to restrict an user with an error message. You can also generate a manual error message and you can do the same. So let's save it. I have activated my cost of sales account now. So you can see if you have enter functional area, you have also this functionality where if you see here enter functionality in the GL account master, you can do the mass update in the GL account. So you will give the chart of accounts and GL account and you execute, and you will give the functional area and execute. So for all the GLs, your functional area will get updated, or else you have this functionality where when you are creating a cost center with this particular cost center category, so you have all the predefined checks. So if the checks are ticked, so when you are creating a cost center with this cost center category, this functional area will be automatically populated. For example, so I am creating a cost center. So the cost center can be, so this is the cost center, right? So I am giving some test cost center and personal responsibility is my name and hierarchy is this. And so we have the cost center category is H. So here for H, YB40 should be automatically populated without giving the input. So if I press enter, okay, profit center I have given, press enter. See, I didn't given any input for the function area, but it automatically populated based on this configuration. So the end users may also ask, if I am creating a particular cost center with the cost center category. Cost center category is nothing but so how you are using the particular cost center for. So you'll have the several cost center categories. So same as the departments. So you'll be creating the cost center categories also. If you are using this particular cost center category for a particular department, then what functional area should get populated. The same as we have the production department we have created, right? In the production department, we'll be giving XPRT. So like that, that will get updated. Now, so we have activated the cost of sales accounting. Let me give a screenshot of this. So activation is done now. So now you have activated the cost of sales. Now let's see what is updated in the global parameters. So you have here the global parameters. Once you enter the global parameters, now navigate to your company code XYZI. So if you double click on this, you can see your cost of sales account before. If you see here, so your cost of sales account activation is blank, right? Once you activated the cost of sales accounts, it's went to 2. What is 2? 2 is like activate. So it is activated for your both the company's codes. So like this, like when you are defining something, everything will get updated in your global parameters. So if you do all the configuration and once you come and see here, so if something is not assigned here, you can directly assign it, or else you can be assigning in your background. Now let me take a screenshot of this and update same. So not only you do the configuration, and also you need to analyze, like when you are doing a particular configuration, where and all your changes will get reflected or updated in. Now, so once you activate it, so that the same will get updated in your global parameters. After the functional area activation,